Good morning, all of you. Now I'm going to start my mechatronics lecture with cylinders. Okay, so cylinder is one of the very important very important aspect of mechatronics, or hydraulic or the pneumatic system. Okay, so before going to know about the cylinder types and all, we must have to keep in the mind what is actuators. I already have explained earlier, so many lectures, that it is a device which is used for converting the hydraulic energy into the mechanical energy. Right? What we are using is the hydraulic energy into the mechanical energy. So the pressurized hydraulic fluid delivered by hydraulic pump, by the use of the hydraulic pump, and it is supplied to the actuators. And what it do, which convert the energy of the fluid into the mechanical energy. It convert the energy of the fluid into the mechanical energy. So this mechanical energy is used to get the work done. This mechanical energy is used to get the work done. So types of actuators, so far we have gone through linear actuators, in which we are using the hydraulic cylinder, rotary actuator, in case of the hydraulic motor, and continuous rotary actuators, and semi-rotary actuators. So rotary actuator, you have two types. Linear actuator, I told you, the hydraulic cylinder, which can move linearly, and rotary actuator, which can rotate. The actuator which can rotate. We are talking about the hydraulic motor. So that may have two types. That may be the continuous rotary actuators or semi-rotary actuators. Continuous rotary actuator or the semi actuators. Okay. So so hydraulic cylinder is what? Hydraulic cylinder is a kind of device which convert the fluid power into the linear mechanical force and motion. So it is usually consists of movable element, and that is what? A piston and a piston rod operating within the cylinder bore. So I think you are familiar with the cylinder functioning. Okay, if you are talking about the engine, we are telling that this engine is of one cylinder, this engine is of two cylinder. As much number of the cylinder we are using, as much powerful the vehicle is or the engine is. So the hydraulic cylinder is a kind of device which convert what? The fluid power into the mechanical power, or fluid power into the mechanical forces of the motion. So it is having the piston, it is having the piston rod, okay, and which will work inside the cylinder bore. So how many types of hydraulic cylinder we must have to study? So we just have to keep into the mind. We must have to know the single acting cylinder. We must have to know the single acting cylinder. We must have to know double acting cylinder. We must have to use. We must have to know telescopic. We must have to know telescoping cylinder. We must have to know double rod cylinder. We must have to know the tandem cylinder. Okay, so these are the cylinder. These are the cylinder we must have to study. These are the cylinder we must have to study so far, right? Okay, so single acting cylinder, as the name implies, single acting cylinder. You just keep in the mind, in case of the single acting cylinder, the compressed air is what? So compressed air or the fluid is head only in one side, only related to the one side. So let us suppose we are talking about the single acting cylinder. This cylinder can produce work only in one direction. You can also define it that way. Cylinder which can produce work only in one direction. Just see there, a single acting cylinder is designed to apply forces in only one direction. So it consists of a piston. It consists of a piston inside the cylinder. Please don't be gossip. So it consists of a piston inside the cylinder housing, but what we call it the barrel. See this. This is the barrel. This is the barrel. Okay. So it consists of the piston inside the cylinder housing. This is called the barrel. This is called the barrel. आप जानते होंगे, in case of the rifle, in case of the gun, we are having the barrel, and barrel is having the diameter. You are familiar with this term. So attached to the end of the piston, is a rod which extends outside. This is the rod which is used for the extension. And in representation, if you see the diagram, this is the symbolic representation of the single acting cylinder. This is the symbolic actuation. So this is the symbolic representation of the single acting actuators, single acting cylinders, right? So if you see, a single acting cylinder can exert a force only in the extending direction. Means it can only operate into the direction in which it is extending. So it can only work in single acting cylinder. It can only exert force only in the case of only in the direction of the extension. Direction of the extension. So as the fluid from the pump enter through the pipe, as the fluid from the pump enter from this. So this is the input from the pump. This is what? This is the input from the pump. Input from the pump enter through the blanking of the cylinder. Okay. So single acting cylinder do not hydraulically retract, right? Do not hydraulically retract. It retract, or you can say the retraction is accomplished by using the gravity or by inclusion of compression spring at the rod. What I'm telling you are getting, they will take in single acting cylinder, they will take the input. They will take the input which must be from the pump. Okay, and it can only work into the extending direction. So the rod, let us suppose rod is extending in this direction, so the single acting cylinder will work into this direction. Okay, suppose the retractive force will act. Retractive force will act to again go into the backward direction. So there is no any mechanism for the retraction. Retraction is accomplished by, or retraction is done by using the gravity, or you can say by the use of this compression spring rod. By the use of this compression spring. So the retraction will occur, will occur by the gravity as well as by the return spring itself. So in symbolic representation, the single acting cylinder is like this. Okay. So what are the advantages associated with single acting cylinder and what are the disadvantages? So advantages of the single acting cylinder is the single acting cylinders are very simple to operate and compact inside. Right? So this is the advantage. If I will tell you the advantage of single acting cylinder, which lies in its reduced air consumption. Reduced air consumption. Air is not wasted while retracting the piston. Air will not wasted while the piston will be retract. Piston will be retract. And what are the drawbacks associated with that? So the single acting cylinder with the spring return cannot be used for the large stroke length. They are having the limitation. They are having certain limitation. You can say this is the disadvantage. In case of the single acting cylinder, the stroke length is very limited. It cannot use for the larger stroke length. So stroke length is proportionate to the length of the spindle as well as the size of the cylinder. So let us suppose if you are willing for the larger stroke length, it cannot work so far. It cannot work comfortably. Right? It cannot work comfortably. Right? So now we are talking about the double acting cylinder. So the double acting cylinder, this type of cylinder, the force exerted by compressed air, which will move the piston in two directions. Okay, so a double acting cylinder is capable of delivering forces in both directions. So the barrel is made of seamless steel tubing, and which is bound to find the finish on the inside surface. Okay, so the piston, which is made of the ductile iron, contains the U-cup packing. What? U-cup packing. What is the function of U-cup packing? To seal any kind of leakage between to stop or to seal any kind of leakage which may be occurred between the piston and the barrel. So the ports are located in the end cap. Okay, and which are secured to the barrel by tie. Okay, so the load of the piston rod at the neck is taken by a rod bearing, which is generally made of the brass or maybe of bronze. Okay, so if you see the diagram, this is the diagram. This is the diagram. We are talking about this is the barrel. This is the barrel and this is the piston cylinder assembly. And this is the wiper seal. You type wiper seal so that the leakage will not take place. Leakage will not take place. Okay. And these are the bearing caps. These are the bearing caps. Right. So what I said, a rod wiper is provided at the end of the neck to prevent foreign particle. You know, we have provided the rod wiper, which has been provided at the end of the neck in order to prevent the foreign particle and dust, dirt, which will enter into the cylinder along with the piston. Okay, so to stop those unwanted material or contaminants, we have used the neck to the wiper, so that the foreign material like dust, dirt will not enter inside. When the fluid from the pump enter to the cylinder through port 1, the piston moves forward and the fluid return to the reservoir from the cylinder through the port. Okay, and secondly, port 2. Okay, and during the return stroke, if the fluid allowed to enter cylinder through the port 2, so the fluid from the other side of the piston goes back to the reservoir from the port 1. So in one time, if you see, so it will be entered from the port 1, it will be out from the port 2, retract port. And once during the returning, if comes from the retract port, it out from the extend port. So alternately, it can work accordingly. Right? So with this, I'm going to stop lecture for today.
म्यूजिक की आवाज आ रही है.
So with this slide, I'm going to stop lecture by today. Right? So thank you all of you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you all of you for your patience.
Thank you, sir.
And for good time.
Yes, sir.